Steve, so how significant would this be for those stress builders?
Yeah, there's just a shift in sentiment a little bit. This goes day to day, by the way, as I've been reporting on this almost every day. And the latest news is that sources are telling Bloomberg News that there's going to be the potential of a raft or a package of different easing measures in the property sector, of course, which has been absolutely hammered by regulation over the past year or so, combined with, weak consumer confidence as far as buying flats, and cash flow has been a big problem. And of course, we've had at least 7 developers default since October. And this latest surge in bonds as well as shares yesterday came on reports that perhaps, as part of that easing measures would be allowing developers access to their pre-sale funds. And this is important if it does come to fruition, because generally speaking, developers, about half of their inflows come from these pre-sales, and many municipalities and the governments restricted these indebted developers from tapping into that late last year because they didn't know where they were going to use those funds. Obviously, the central government wants them to pay their wages, deferred wages. They want them to pay their contractors. They want to get them, to complete their buildings and their units and deliver them to those who paid down payments. Instead, perhaps lower down in the priority is paying off some of their bond liabilities and short-term liabilities. So if this comes to fruition, this is what a couple of people who talked to Bloomberg about it had to say about it. They said a relaxation of pre-sale restrictions, this is Zerlina Zung of Credit Sites, an analyst, could be the biggest and arguably the most important easing measures towards the property sector so far. And we're getting another comment from Lombard Odier, Asia Pacific's CIO, Jean-Louis Nakamura, saying this is exactly what we were hoping for.
Can we say that this is a potential turning point in the regulatory crackdown?
Well, it's a point where some money managers are saying, okay, this is a big enough move that we might want to get in. And that's why you saw these record inflows on a number of different bonds. I mean, look, Country Garden, the biggest developer, it has been absolutely under, its bonds have been under siege of the last few weeks. Their bonds, like for one example, their 2024 dollar bond, in the weeks prior would maybe move 1 cent on the dollar. In recent days, it's been 8 to 13 cents. It's been seeing lots of volatility. And Sunak and Country Garden saw record gains just yesterday. But, this could have a reversal as well. And what we're seeing is, there is money, international money and local money, waiting to come in, to flood into the sector's distressed securities, should Beijing, in fact, make significant moves on the regulatory front. But it's a guessing game. But the bets, at least on Wednesday, were that there could be some easing, significant easing.